In today's video, we're going to take a look at assembly design views. Now, in Autodesk Inventor, assembly design views, you're able to control things like your visibility, a component being enabled or disabled, the color overrides of components, as well as the assembly orientation. So let's take a first look at where do we find these design views. So under your representations, you'll see over here, I've got view default, and I've got my default and my primary. Now, say for instance, I wanted to see how this would look like with the base, maybe blue and red. So what I can do is I can go and create a new design view, and let's go red base, and then as well as blue base. Okay. So now on my red base over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and change the appearance. So firstly, select the base so that you can go and change the appearance. And let's go make this and find a red one. I'm going to do Autodesk Appearance Library. It gives me a bit of a bigger choice. And then let's go Velvet Red over here. Okay, so there's my Velvet Red. The next thing I'm going to do is if I go to my blue base, notice what's happened over here. The base is still the color as the original. So as you can see over here, let's go tropical blue. No, that's don't want that. Let's go to blue. B for blue. Let's go find blue over here. Okay, I like that one over there. Okay, so there we've got our blue. Now, so red, blue, and default. Okay. The next thing we can take a look at is if it's enabled or disabled. So say for instance, I want to work on the shaft in the middle over here. So I actually want to have a view where the wheel is disabled. So let's go over here and let's go maybe shaft view. Select the wheel, right click, and let's go to and disable it. So when you disable something, you'll notice there that you can still see it, so you know exactly where it is, but you can't select it. Okay. This is just a little bit different to having something that's invisible. So if I went off to the wheel and I said visibility, you won't be able to see it, and obviously you won't be able to select it either. So at least we know that there is a wheel over here. So I'm going to go put the visibility back on, and then I'm going to go and disable it over there. So now I can go and select that, and maybe we think, you know, it can't be titanium, it's got to be stainless steel. And then we have changed the material of that. Now let's take a look at what happens when I go back to my blue base. You'll notice there that it's become enabled. Got my blue base. If we go to my shaft view, it's then disabled, and it's actually gone back to the original as well. So it's taken the default over there. Okay. If I wanted to have blue base in here as well, then I can go and select that, and then go and make sure that I've got blue under my appearances over here. Okay. So there now you'll see that blue base, enabled wheel, blue base, shaft view. Shaft view has got my blue base disabled, blue base enabled with my blue base over there. Okay. And then the last one is the assembly orientation. Now, what you might have noticed as I've gone through each of these default, notice how the model seems to be jumping to different positions. So you can also have the assembly orientation, so where the assembly actually resides or how you're looking at it. So for instance, your default could be this over here. And then when I go to my red base, maybe I want to take a look at it from the other side and maybe just zoom in as well. If I go to my blue base, it goes there, go back to my red base. So, you know, when you're working with your design views, the last sort of picture you have of it, or view that you have of the components, is what it's going to show. Then maybe blue base, you want to have it maybe hit on like that. And then shaft view, maybe from the top. So default, red base, blue base, and shaft view. And what this allows us to do as well is, even if you just had a certain view orientation, maybe you've got a very, very large assembly, and you can create a design view of this, of maybe the northwest corner, southeast corner, so that you can very easily go and visit these different views. Maybe you've got something that's quite intricate inside, and you will then create a design view that's looking at internal components, and instead of having to zoom through to it and maybe doing certain sort of maybe cut views, you're able to get there very, very quickly. So there we go. Design views, helping you get along, helping you be able to see different configurations, especially when it comes to appearance, or maybe disabling some components that you can work on other components very quickly or quite often in Autodesk Inventor. Thank you very much for watching.